To introduce our final panellist, Dr. Jamuna Parajuli. Jamuna is the founder and president of the Didi Bahini Samaj Victoria and works with refugees and asylum seekers at Your Community Health in Darebin. She migrated to Australia 18 years ago, has 3 children and works tirelessly to support women in difficult times and inspire women's leadership. Under her presidency and with the support of a group of talented, confident and highly skilled women, they have made Didi Bahini Samaj Victoria to a successful and influential organisation in Victoria. Jamuna will share her story, followed by some questions, so please have those questions ready. Thanks, Jamuna.
Thank you, Bernie. What a wonderful evening. And that was a great performance, sisters. Thank you so much. Namaste and good afternoon, everyone. This is my great pleasure to be here as a speaker in this forum today. And I am absolutely honored to be here with you all. Firstly, I salute those women who made our world to be a better place than 110 years ago. In my case, 2 women, my mother and my grandmother, who hugely influenced me in two different ways to be a person who I am today. My grandmother made me to be a first girl to go to school from that village because she wanted me to be a holy script for her. And my mother, on the other hand, who was not able to give the birth of sons after consecutive birth of daughters, me and my sisters, in that sons preference society. As a young child, I witnessed her sufferings day by day. The naming, the blaming, the booming, the harassment that my mother faced in that male-dominated society, in some ways, encouraged me, forced me, and reminded me to take many courageous actions above and beyond that directly and indirectly help for girls' education and women empowerment. As a child, I struggled a lot to complete my school education, where I crossed many barriers. Many times I was clearly feeling that I was hugely depressed, suppressed, discriminated as being a girl. The discrimination towards girls was so huge, and I was the pure victim of that gender discrimination. But despite the darkness, I gathered the courage in me and I said myself silently, one day I will show you that. I will prove that the girls are as powerful as boys. Wait and see the example from me. And I guess that was the start of my empowerment journey. Of course, the journey against the societal change was not easy. Almost alone for a long time, fights and fightings used to be my best friend. Born in a remote village of Nepal, I was the first girl to go to school from that village in early 80s. As a young girl, I challenged the contemporary social taboos, norms, stigma, and superstition, and values given to the girl in that male-dominated society. At times, I knew that, but I only didn't break the glass ceiling, also shattered them loudly, becoming a role model for many girls and women in that village. At times, I knew that I was unusual, I was unfit, I was bad, I was resistive in people's eye, but that didn't bother me. The energy, the hope, the courage, and resilience in me never died. As a result, today, for a long time, my village is one of the role model villages for girls' education and women empowerment. The challenge to be a role model continued to set many examples. As a young woman, while leading and responding to health emergencies in huge Bhutanese refugee camps, I advocated highly for girls and women's education, where I trained hundreds of women in the camp. And later, I was appointed as a gender focal person and implemented many gender balance strategies across the organization that included maternity leave and breastfeeding leaves. And after coming here in Australia 18 years ago, I continued my legacy to support girls' education back in the village. And since last 15 years, with the help of friends and families, we have been providing a scholarship for 30 girls each year to support their education. In the meantime, we formed the first Nepalese women organization, DBSV Samaj Victoria, to provide a safe and suitable platform for women to discuss their common social agenda. Despite the obstacles and barriers, now our organization is being in the forefront to develop women's leadership through programs and activities. At the same time, we are constantly expanding throughout Melbourne, including regional Victoria, with establishing 10 subcommittees. Recently, we took very proactive leadership to respond to COVID-19 crisis. Through our coordinated partnership approach with local councils and various government and non-government organizations, we were able to support 1,600 international students. We as a team volunteered 24/7 and able to raise hope in many lives by forming self-support groups, building community connection, and providing platform for student placement. We are also taking a lead role to raise awareness in the issue of family violence, and the video we are launching today is one of the many examples. Despite the gender stereotypes of women's leadership in our society, we are leading. And our profile is rising in mainstream communities. But there's still a huge gap in our society to see, to value, to respect women's actions and leadership such as ours. And as you all can imagine, we all are thriving to see the attitude shift to value women's ability unconditionally. What I believe is that in some ways or other, we all are the leaders. Leading and empowering ourselves is one of the most powerful ways to achieve higher life satisfaction with a better living standard in a new country. While I'm here, what I want to say is that no matter which community we belong to, we all are thriving for same common social agenda towards genuine equality, and reducing gender gap. Our common issues are the same, such as family violence, women empowerment, women leadership. We need these issues to be talked and to be discussed across the culture. What I'm thinking while I'm standing here is that we need to form an alliance of like-minded people where we can support each other, we can motivate each other, we can lift each other, and we can share ideas and implement strategies together. I know, and we all know, together we can make it happen. We can make it possible. We can make a difference even in the height of crises such as COVID. Well, I fully believe in women's power and strength. I also believe that men play a very vital role. Father, brother, grandfather, uncle, husband, son, teacher, and advisors and friend. The influence and mindset of all these roles is extremely vital for the true empowerment of a woman. As a leader of a vibrant and thriving organization such as ours, I profoundly encourage all women who are here. Your power is within you. Build your own legacy. Leverage your strength. And know your values. Inspire and take control of your own world. Equality is not having a power over men. It is having a power within. So ladies, let's believe in ourselves, let's be courageous, and let's choose to challenge gender stereotypes to forge gender equality in COVID-19 world. Please do not say, I am a woman, I cannot do this. Please say, I am a woman, therefore I can do this. Thank you.
I just want to ask, you finished up your speech beautifully, saying what we should say. What do you say every day to yourself to make sure that you're powerful, beautiful, and leading the world?
Every day, I create a positive thought, positive thinking. In the morning, when I get up, what is the positive thing I'm going to do today? The positive power thinking is really helpful for me to get to go to the day. So, and when I do things, I use 3 things: my head, heart, and hands. So when these 3 things are together, I think nothing is impossible. We can make it, possible, everything. That's my principle. Thank you.
Thank you. Jamuna's made an enormous impact on our community across Moreland, and so have the Didi Bahini Victoria. And so I'd like you all to congratulate her and her group. I think some of her dancers are still here, but again, she'll be around a bit later, and I'm sure there are more questions. So please join me with thanking Jamuna.